Alrighty, so we're out at Knollwood. Gonna get in 9 holes today on the old vlog. First hole right here is we're actually on number 2. It's a par 5, dog legs to the left. There's a bunker out in the horizon. I kind of just wanted to work it a little left off of that bunker. Interesting these days, you don't get to warm up, so it's kind of always a guessing game on these first 3-4 holes when you have no idea what's going to happen. But I hit a good drive in the census in the fairway. Still kind of fighting the swing, but no warm up, I'll take it. So ended up with like 270, and so in my dream world, I think I'm going to hit a 4-wood on the green, so not a great start with decision making, but kind of just want to test yourself sometimes. Put that little fake finish in there to remind myself to play golf. So I hit it okay. Probably not okay, I hit it pretty bad, but little left, ended up with like a little pitch at the green, so birdie's still a possibility. You can see they didn't cut the grass here, so the rough's a little thick for Knollwood. But ended up with 60 yards, not a yardage I hate, so it's just like a 56-degree wedge, choked up. I did walk up to the green, so I usually do that, kind of see how much room I have to land, just gives you a little more confidence in what's up there. And so hacked it out. So early in the day, par's never bad. I ended up with like a 15-footer. Greens were interesting. They were like spongy, but rolling okay. So kind of felt like I had a chance. Kind of peeled away at the end though. Tap in par, kind of how I like to start my day is easy. Not the best view here. We're on the 3rd hole here, par 4 downhill. Short hole, you could definitely get it pretty close if you wanted to hit driver, but still early, so I thought hybrid, just give me a wedge in. And so it was a good swing, hit a good hybrid, 200 something straight. So like I said, I had about 105 maybe, just kind of had a nice easy gap wedge. Pin was all the way in the back. You could see the greens really sloping back towards me, so I didn't want to put a lot of spin on it. That's kind of why I went to gap versus 56. Back to back, felt like I made another really good swing here. Got the ball pin high. So got through it. So a lot of positives, kind of feeling good after the warm-up hole. So again, I got like maybe 20 feet here for birdie. There's a pretty good amount of slope to the right, but nothing crazy. So didn't really have enough pace on that. Just kind of babied it in there. But back-to-back pars to start's pretty good. Par 5 coming up. Par 5 scoring average is definitely something I'm always working on, and after the long break, something to keep my eye on. So pretty straightforward tee shot, kind of into this ravine. There's a bunker out on the right. Once again, I'm trying to kind of work it off that bunker. Hopefully get through a drive. But a lot of confidence with driver in the sense that I kind of know I'm going to hit it around 300 and straight. So good drive, kind of jumped a little, but finally kind of pushed through a drive. Just took it a little down the left. So left me with this. Once again, just kind of, here's where the bad decision making and just lack of ability really to be able to hit this shot. I got like 270 again out of the rough, and again, for some reason, I think I'm going to hit 4-wood and just snipe it out of here, which, maybe after playing again for a while. I hit it decent, which is nice, but nowhere near enough club to cover the bunker and get up to the green, so kind of left me in some pretty thick rough about 70 yards out. So yeah, you can tell they haven't been able to maintain everything perfectly. So it's always a bad sign when you can't see the ball, and then it's usually even a worse sign when you can't see your shoes. So I just swung as hard as I could at a sand wedge. Probably should not have choked it up, but I did. And so with all that, I managed to hit the ball about, well, we'll see, about 30 yards. Not a lot you can say. I mean, bad decision with the 4-wood puts me here. Not a ton I really could have done. At this point, I'm just trying not to go crazy and not rush the next shot, which is like a 60-yard bunker shot. Of course, when it rains, it pours. This is not really a shot that I'm super comfortable with. So, really I'm just playing my 60-yard shot. Again, just like a comedy of errors, par 5, a hole where really par, bogey at the worst, but should always have a look at birdie. And now I'm in trouble. Chipping for 5, 20 some odd yards short of the greens, and a lot of it really just bad decisions. I could have punched out at any point and had a much better chance at birdie. So here we are. I always try to walk past the flag. It gives me the paces. So, I can see the green. Just gives you more information to plug in. So I figured I got about 25 yards. It's not a distance I hate, but at the same time, I know I can't really make double here. So just kind of a half smart, half aggressive play. 56-degree wedge for me. And it's one of those shots, like even if I pace off 23 and I like 25, I play it just to the number I like, and it's kind of what happened. So I ended up with 3 feet for par. 3 feet for bogey. And just trying to stay positive at this point. Missing this would be really bad and really put me behind the 8 ball for the rest of the round. I think if I can make this, at least give me some positive feelings, but bogeying a par 5 is tough. Definitely gets in your head. But just try to stick to my routine, one practice. And so, tough 6, but could have been a 7. So out of shame, I guess I hid the camera in the grass, so hopefully no one will see my anger. After a bogey on par 5, if you're lucky enough to get a hole like this, another short par 4, in my mind, I'm trying to get birdie. I could have hit 3-iron off the tee, played really safe, have a maybe low mid-iron in. But instead, just to get the stroke back, I try to play a little more aggressive. And I'm pretty comfortable with driver. So try to get it down there as far as I can. Once again, driver has been pretty automatic in the sense it's getting out there and straight. Definitely some things I want to improve on. But here we are. Ended up with 80. Number I kind of like with my wedges. You can see a lot of slope on the green, mostly back towards me. For some reason, I was feeling like it kind of was going to move to the left a little bit, but nice little choky sand wedge. Pretty confident I'll have a look at birdie here, just kind of how close can I get it. And so I kind of threw it out right, really thinking it was going to come down, and there's the body English dance, but it kind of just really just sat exactly where it landed, which was surprising. So did end up with like this 12 footer for birdie, hopefully to get that stroke back. Kind of just using the information I had, looking at the green, walking up, little right to left, little down. This one was tough. I didn't really know if I hit a terrible putt or if it was the green, but it just kind of fluttered and never had a chance. So tap in par, and kind of see something kind of bothered me on that putt. And then, of course, the person right behind you, boom, knocks it right in the hole. So kind of threw me on that one. Easy par, kind of at least settled me down after that tough bogey and just poorly played hole. So here we are, we got par 3. Again, tough to get a good camera angle, but we got 170. Green's kind of right in the middle of these trees, bunkers left and right. It's 170, ended up with hitting a 7-iron. Definitely hitting the ball well for me at this point. Able to get it pin high right. Same thing, I like to pace these off when I walk by, and just get a kind of a feel for the green in my feet. Ended up getting like a 15-yard pitch. Pretty flat, obviously. If anything, right now the toughest thing is kind of trying to guess what's going to happen when the ball hits the green. Pretty basic little pitch here. I'm just really trying to read it like a putt, get my chest through. Try to get a feel for the lie a little bit. And that thing stopped so fast. So I always like to get my pitches past the hole on the high side, gives me a read, gives us a chance of going in. That accomplished 0 of those 2 things, so a little disappointing. Ended up with a 3-4 footer for par. Definitely not trying to have a ton of these through the day, especially on greens that are a little unpredictable at best. And really with the way they're kind of putting the cups, like it's another kind of thing in the back of your head of like, you really got to pace it well. Like you could bounce off, and is that really going to count? So a lot of factors with the new regulations, but able to roll another shorty, keep it going. Another gettable par 4. Guess I've said that a lot. Driver off the tee for me as always. There's a bunker on the right. It's kind of when I'm working the ball off, just kind of pulling it left of that line. But yeah, swing's getting better, getting through it. Hit a great drive here. Knew I'd kind of have another wedge in. Good chance. So ended up at about 80 again. So little easy sand wedge yardage I like. Know I can give myself a pretty good look at it. Really just a controlled kind of choke sand wedge. Definitely getting through the ball better at this point. Hit a good wedge up there. End up, looks like about 12 feet here for birdie. A little bit of slope actually from left to right, even though it looks like it's kind of coming off the bunker. But seen this putt probably 3 times already in the day, or at least this length of putt. And pace has been pretty good. Knocked it in. Good birdie, kind of get those demons out of my head. Here's the birdie ball. Get back to par. So, you know what they say, usually after a bird you get a turd, and here we go. So we got the par 3/8 here. confidence is kind of rising back up. Hopefully make a birdie here. Really accessible pin. In my mind, I probably should have hit a fade here, but I kind of took dead aim and blocked it again. So definitely finding some blocks coming back. If anything, it really just feels like I'm kind of hesitant getting through the ball. But par 3, it was like 160. I hit 8 iron and just didn't hit it well. Ended up in the bunker. No rakes, very wet, but the person I was playing with was not moving it or raking it, so left me with very little option. Just kind of like a 15-yard bunker shot. Just want to give myself putt at par. Trying to dig in the feet, get a sense that there is something soft under there. It came out all right. Once again, it's hard to know how accurate the reaction on the green is, but seemed to check up. Little shorter than the last putt, probably more like a 8-footer, kind of save the par. Don't always walk behind it, probably should, but this was a really valuable putt. Keep the momentum going after the birdie. Easy to let it kind of get away from you here, so definitely wanted to put everything into this putt. But with that, usually it's more reading. As far as routine, really I just kind of stick with my one practice swing, step in. Bam. So, that's a huge putt, almost as important as the birdie right before it, just to keep things going, keep your mind in the right place, really positive feelings. 9th hole here is pretty severe uphill, but just one more chance to hit driver and pick something out in the right for myself, pull it. No real trouble here. I know left's not great, but I got tons of room to the right, so I know I can kind of pick any tree out there and just hit a little pull. So much happier in the last couple holes, getting through the finish. Didn't draw as much as kind of the reaction, but it's fine. Right side, decent angle. So had to walk up on the fairway to kind of see the ball. Thank goodness I didn't go like 6 feet more right or be gone. But ended up close to about 100. Another gap wedge. With a wedge, I don't play as much of the uphill because it kind of takes off so high. So even though it's probably 30 yards up, I'm really just adding 5 to 10. So hit a nice wedge. Took a really weird bounce, so I wasn't quite sure what was up there. I didn't know if it kicked into a bunker. It just took like a funny hop, and then I get up there, and lo and behold, I got another one of these 12, 15 footers for birdie. When I hit the green, it kicked right, so I don't know how, but here we are. Green's not a ton of break here, so I don't think I had a 12, 15 footer. I had to aim more than 3 balls outside, so not a ton of undulation. Can be pretty confident in the putts. Boom. And so get another birdie, get myself 1 under. Just kind of good sign of fighting back after really just stupid bogey early in the day. 10th hole is kind of a sneaky little par 4 that wiggles and waggles, and the pin's kind of behind the big tree line on the right. So just 3 iron, straight, hopefully about 220. There's definitely got to be pretty precise on the tee shot, and I was. So red flag, ended up at about 140, 9 iron. Not a lot of wind, so just kind of want to get it in there. Hopefully get another 15 footer, something like that for birdie. Swinging well at this point, pretty confident. Flag's kind of right at that tunnel. And so, especially after the par on the par 3, kind of maybe a good bounce on 9, everything's feeling like it's kind of going my way, and it's amazing how that kind of builds confidence, and I end up with like a probably less than 10-foot putt for birdie dead up the hill. And so same, just kind of trying to stick to the routine, kind of trust I'll have this putt more times in the day and I'll make some and not get frustrated when I miss some. Like that one, which just kind of stayed left. But tap in par, really happy with the way I finished. And really I just feel like decision making could have made this round a lot better.